Nigeria's ministers are reeling out achievements of the current administration in the past year. Among the ministers who spoke at a town hall meeting in Abuja are the Finance Minister Kemi Adeosun, as well as Nigeria's Defense Minister Naman Sudan Ali and Transport Minister Rotimi Amechi. They all took turns to highlight the milestones of their various ministries in the last year. At a time when the nation seems to be dealing with various forms of insecurity, Nigerian ministers have come out to assure the citizens that the government is working to ensure they feel secure enough. For several months, the country has been dealing with the Boko Haram insurgency and deadly attacks by herdsmen in some parts of the country. Both attacks have led to the death of hundreds of people in the country. But at this town hall meeting, both the Minister of Agriculture and that of Defense say the government has taken some important measures to decisively deal with the insecurity in the country, especially threats posed by herdsmen.
The Ministry of Defense, the Ministry of Interior, and all of us are working together on this matter. These herdsmen are getting more and more wild. They arrive, they have no regard for farmers. But from what we know, 90% of them are not Nigerian herdsmen. They are coming in from outside. We are now training 3,000 agro rangers. They are being trained by the Nigerian Army under the auspices of the Ministry of Interior.
As you are aware, our gallant members of the armed forces have successfully degraded the capacity of Boko Haram in the northeast. They cannot regroup, and hardly they can carry what we call deliberate attack. For ambushes and patrols and some bombings, soft targets, these ones are the ones we are now taking care of.
Nigeria has been battling a crippling recession since the third quarter of 2016, caused by a fall in the price of oil, which is the major revenue earner for the country. It's expected to exit recession by the end of this year, and the government is now seriously looking at diversifying its revenue away from crude oil. It is now laying more emphasis on revenue from tax and wants to improve collection.
We're working very hard on taxation. Only 6% is our tax to GDP ratio. It's one of the lowest in the world. Ghana's at 15, South Africa's at 24. Most of the countries we admire, that we go to and we like their infrastructure, their tax to GDP ratio is 30%. A lot of money is leaking. A lot of agencies collect money and just spend it themselves without any real accountability. It's looking a lot better than it did this time last year, and it's going to get better. Nigeria is coming out of the recession, and we're going to come out much stronger.
We have been able to meet all our recurrent expenditure commitments, particularly the payments of salaries to federal civil servants. We've been able to meet all our debt service commitments. We have also released about 1.2 trillion naira of the 2016 budget to finance capital projects and programs.
The country has also been spending its way out of the recession. Close to 30% of its 2016 budget was dedicated to capital projects. The government is spending on infrastructure, building roads and a standard gauge line link to different parts of the country.
A summary of our job reports is that through direct jobs in the power sector alone, there were 9,000 direct jobs. Indirect jobs in that sector were 60,000. In the works sector, the direct jobs were 17,749 and 52,000 indirect jobs. In the housing sector, there were 13,680 direct jobs and 41,040 indirect jobs.
In terms of railways, we've awarded the contract, 3 contracts. We've awarded the contract from Lagos to Ibadan, Kano to Kaduna, and Port Harcourt to Calabar. This is based on the loans we get from the China Exim Bank. They have approved $1.2 billion. The China Exim Bank has approved $1.2 billion. The federal government has released its own counterpart funding for the Lagos Ibadan.
Nigeria's current budget stands at 7.4 trillion naira. 30% of that budget is allocated to capital votes. it's clear that the government plans to continue its huge spending on infrastructure. But the biggest challenge it would have to confront in the coming months would be how to raise money to fund its ambitious budget.